Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Superman's Action Comics. Is that how you say it? Number 481. So yeah, this is a comic from my childhood that I have very, very fond memories of. I read it in, Dutch. I have some kind of a pocket edition from Superman, and there was some stories like this in it. And this wasn't, for me, instant buy. So yeah, let's see if it's actually good. By the way, this comes from a time period, I believe, late 70s, if I'm correctly. Let's see. It's from, Jesus Christ, I can barely see it. 1978. 1978. Wow. Yeah, drawn by the famous Curt Swan and written by Cary Bates. Yeah, Curt Swan was the Superman artist at the time. He did a phenomenal job, and for me that was at that time the Superman artist. So every time I have the chance to get a Curt Swan Superman, I buy it just for the funsies. So yeah, Amazo is here at this point tried to destroy Superman and Professor Ivo. Maybe longtime readers of DC Comics know who Ivo is. Ivo is an on and off villain of the Justice League of America, and he created Amazo. So, the fists of Amazo comes down, but they are gone, and Amazo just flies away. And so what happens? Superman had a contingency plan because he had a micro teleporter hidden in his mouth because he lost his powers, and then he's being teleported to the Fortress of Solitude. Yeah, in this time period when Superman was basically very overpowered, and as ridiculous stories also, stuff like this is happening. I think it's hilarious, and so he leads Professor Ivo around, and also that Ivo feels a little bit guilty that he was the one who created Amazo. Amazo is an android who can tackle the Justice League a lot because he can absorb and use the power of the whole Justice League. That's his shtick. And so yeah, he leads them around, and we see the city bottle of Candor, great, and while Professor Ivo is guilty, Superman thinks, hey, you are now reformed, and you deserve a second chance. But he cannot defend him from Amazo, who's still looking for them. So Superman also have another contingency plan. And then the narrative says, well, the Man of Steel's answer, as well as the secrets behind these doors, must remain a mystery. That's not entirely true, because we already know what it is. Anyway, meanwhile, we have a recap. So yeah, also, there was a time that Superman had a Kryptonian diary about his adventures. So he talks into this computer, and the computer just through laser, writes letters down in a giant book. And there's some kind of a cosmic storm. Not really a cosmic storm, but like red radiation emitted eons ago by an exploding star that is, passing through the Earth's atmosphere, activating Amazo, who was at that time at the Justice League satellite headquarters in space, and Superman is of course affected by the red sun energy or red radiation, and basically he has lost his powers. So, while he's writing still his diary, Superman figured it out that Amazo probably dealt with the Justice League, so he's now the only one left. Superman hears that, Amazo hears that with his super hearing, and uses super speed to, uses his molecules, or what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, Barry Allen did it all the time, when he's vibrating through matter, that stuff. And so Amazo is here, and he says, your time has just elapsed. I vibrated into the fortress via super speed, and to avoid setting off your alarms. Once I deduced you had to use teleportation to save yourself in Ivo, I was logically to assume you would materialize here in your fortress. Now, where is Ivo? And so Superman, being a very smart guy, knew that Amazo would come here, so he set open the doors of his intergalactic zoo. Yes, he has also a zoo with exotic alien creatures, and so this creature is now roaming free and attacking everything that moves, except for him, because, well, he is the caretaker. But Amazo is not impressed. He says, a resourceful and futile tactic, Superman. With the many powers at my command, how can this creature possibly threaten me? A simple application of elongated man's stretching powers, and I'll easily beat your snake at its own game, followed by a burst of Black Canary sonic whammy. Sonic whammy. I stunned it senseless. So he's standing here before the door, and he thinks, now, what shall I use to knock down that massive doors? Super strength? Super breath? A power beam? Speed vibrations? I have it. Why not a combination of all four? I'm sorry, the dialogue makes me laugh a little bit. So, but then Superman comes out and dun 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 dun. Yes, it's Supermobile. And we see also this telescope thing here with all these, his ocular powers. I like that a lot. But, Amazo is a formidable foe. He is using super strength and Wonder Woman's, a replica of Wonder Woman's lasso. Not sure how that all works, but hey, here we are, comics. And so basically he's now captured or something. And Amazo says, have you dignified it with a name? How does the Supermobile grab you? Now for a demonstration to show you what this what the thing can do. SMB, Supermobile. Now, as you can see, it's a little bit hard to read because through the years the ink has been, I don't know, what's the word? Flowing through the pages, if you will. And but Amazo says, there's no Earth's motor engine that could pull him up. But that's exactly what is happening. And so, Amazo is amazed. I made a joke. And she says, this defies all logic. No engine on Earth can possibly counteract my strength. You're right about that, Amazo. But who said anything about an engine? That puzzles me because it's been a long time since I read this comic. I mean, this is coming from the 70s, and I've been a very young boy then. And Amazo says, oh, you dare to toy with me, Superman? I like that villainous tone. And great stuff, by the way. So Superman, he's handling himself very well, although he has no powers. And then Amazo uses Green Lantern's ring to attack him. Again, Superman is prepared, and he uses that, some kind of a yellow aura around his ship, because again, at this time, Green Lantern's powers was weak, against anything yellow. That was before the whole Parallax storyline. Parallax was not invented yet. And Green Lantern powers doesn't work. I also love that this hand is, and then bonk, bouncing off. I like it. Anyway, so amazing, still strong, punches him in the water, and then uses his freezing breath to encase him in ice, which is a little bit weird because this is the ocean. Superman can drive probably on the water to another section of the water and just flies out. But then he uses his ocular power through the I want to say Batmobile, the Supermobile, to use heat vision. Pretty inventive. Like I said, I like that. Meanwhile, the Justice League is watching in their satellite, but somehow, I don't know how, but somehow Amazo banished the satellite into another dimension so that they are trapped. So they are watching from somehow their telescopes or cameras or whatever can't see through dimensions, I guess. It's also weird. Anyway, so even Wonder Woman says that, curious how our monitor equipment is still able to penetrate the dimensional block. Devious is more like it. I'm sure Amazo arranged it that we could watch his rampage and feel even more helpless. But one thing Amazo didn't count was the Supermobile, says the Flash. And Wonder Woman says, somehow the vehicle shields Superman from the red radiation that's been sapping his powers. And Batman says, this cracked me up, which leads me to deduce that it's construction of supermanium. And everybody says, supermanium? The strongest metal ever created. So strong, in fact, only Superman's heat vision can soften the substance, and only his super strength is mighty enough to mold it. He had to build his car in a radiation-shielded room of the fortress. So they say, well, the Superman's mobile is now invulnerable as his driver, but then Green Arrow says, so yeah, but basically it's also a coffin or a prison, because if he is getting out of the Supermobile, he is vulnerable again, and and they still watch it. And they say, oh, well, the Supermobile has every Superman power that Superman has. So, yeah, Amazo's gone, and Superman has tried to find him with this X-ray vision or telescope vision, but then Amazo surprised him, and he is going down with, I don't know, ramming speed. But then Superman pulls his arms into some kind of a thingy, and then it creates giant telescopic fists, and then he does some maneuverable things, and Amazo just crashes into the ice. Great stuff. But you know, Amazo is using then super speed, and he says, so the Supermobile is equipped for land travel as well as sea and air. Your Supermobile caught me unprepared. I need time to formulate a new plan of attack. I believe the term for the current situation is stalemate. But then Professor Ivo's image is in front of the Supermobile, and you know, Superman cannot, act fast enough, and he drives through it. But it's not other than some kind of a construction. And Amazo says, then your vehicle does have its limit. A pity that it was only a power beam illusion of Ivo created by me. And he says, heed my words, Kryptonian. You and you alone know where the real Ivo is hiding. And before long, you will reveal that secret to me. And then basically he's flying away and, swearing his revenge and all that, And then he is, going to Metropolis, and there's an image of Amazo. And he says, attention, Superman, this is Amazo, transmitting an ultimatum to you via Wonder Woman's mental radio. Mental radio? I give you a choice between sacrificing the life of Professor Ivo or the life of your dearest friends. One or the other, Kryptonian, the decision is yours. Yeah, and that leads us to the next issue that unfortunately I don't have. So it seems there is 2 issues after this one to complete the storyline. So yeah, and this was sheer luck that I got this. So yeah, it's a little bit of shame. Maybe I can get it, but it's gotta be really, 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 really hard. I mean, these comics are very, very rare to me. So we shall see. I just wanted to highlight this beautiful looking comic with the Supermobile. First appearance, by the way. Guys, let me know what you think about it. And see you next time. Bye-bye.